Alright, I'm going to power wash my porch. I lived in this house for probably a little over 2 years or so, and we had a flower pot sitting up here, so that left a lot of dirt there. And just generally, there's where the mat was. You can see how it's a little bit lighter over here, and then here there was 2 more flower pots. So it just gets dirty. You can go and buy the expensive stuff to clean it off, but I'm just going to use plain old Clorox bleach and some detergent. And then I definitely recommend you get a hard bristle brush, if you need to kind of scrub some stains off. I have my electric, can't remember the brand, I wanted to say Coleman, but Power Wash 1400. Had it for a while, and it did come with a special thing that attaches in the middle here that has a little container that you can put liquid and other kinds of detergent in, but I don't know where it is at this point. So I'm just going to fire this thing up. First thing I'm going to do is actually just kind of clean it off to begin with. Just clean off some of the heavy dirt, because over here especially there's dirt left over from the flower pot there. So I'm just going to kind of heavily clean it off after I put down a little detergent to start. But again, not too much detergent. Just a little bit there, and just kind of spray that all around. And then I'll let the bleach soak in and work on there. I'll come back when I got. Alright, so to get the surface dirt off, you just want to do more of a high level, further away from the ground, and just kind of clean. And you're gonna want to move the dirt away from the house. So what you're gonna be doing is going closer to the house and going down to just bring it in the direction you want. And then I'm going across here over to that corner, and then from there just bringing it out. And once everything's pretty soaked, then you can see if you go closer down, you're going to get a little bit more clean. So you can see where that is going to the clean part. You can see where I'm definitely getting a lot cleaner with the water. So I'm going to do a little bit of that, maybe get some of these stains right here out. And especially over here. There's some of this higher level dirt out just by bringing it a little bit closer to the ground. And I don't have this set at the end, the tip, to much more than a fairly broad stream of water. I can get it down to almost a pencil size, which you'll get towards the end, but for now, again, I'm going to get most of the surface dirt off that I can, and then I'm going to put down my bleach and scrub a little bit. So that's. Now, one of the things to keep in mind is you're better off not going to the strongest setting. You can go to a lighter setting and then work your way up, but really you want to get your power from going closer to the ground or further away from the ground, because especially if you're doing siding, which I'm not doing, there has been times if you use a strong enough power washer and you put it to a strong enough setting, you'll blow the siding right off. Also, I'm up against wood here that's covered with paint. If I were to do a super high power, I could blow the paint right off of this, and then I'm not into a paint job as well. One of the things I did when I'm going closer to this is try to get underneath. There's a little space under here. But again, when you're close to something that, such as a painted surface, you're definitely going to want to be careful. So here you're going to see that if I have this higher up off the ground, I'm going to get a lot more less clean. As I get closer, it'll get more clean. So measure that out, or test it out. You can always go further and then go closer, but depending on the surface, especially painted, you'd rather start off further away and work your way down. So at this height, I'm not getting much clean, but as I go closer, I'm getting more clean. As I mentioned, I'm just doing I'm just doing concrete here, concrete porch, so it's not as big of a deal, but you definitely want to be careful depending on what your surface is and what's on the surface, how you clean it, because you don't want to blow things off, that's for sure. Alright, so now I washed it with some soap, did a little scrub brush deal here, and then so I kind of scrub back toward, there's a little incline coming down, or I guess a decline coming down, so any water that hits the porch close to the house will just roll down. So I actually kind of scrubbed it back toward where it was coming from, and I had a big deep stain over here. I probably just have to hit that a little bit harder. But, over here is where that flower pot was. And then over here is where the mat was. And just in general, it's looking pretty darn clean. So, I'm just going to hit it with the power washer one more time. And we're good as gold. This is not a white porch. It's an off-white, so you can see a little bit more dirt still coming off in the bleach there. I'll let the bleach sit for maybe about 5 minutes or so. If you really want to let the bleach soak in, I guess you could let it sit for a while, but yeah, I did 5 minutes or so, and it's pretty clean. The whole deal, the whole time, from start to finish, is probably about 35 minutes or 40 minutes, and this is a good, probably 8-foot by 5-foot porch. You could probably let the bleach sit for a long time, but I feel like it came out pretty good. Satisfied with the results. If you have any other questions,